Namaskar, I am Harsh Kataria and you are watching School Tak News channel. Australian workers from Monday will have the right to ignore their boss call after work hours. They will be protected by a new legislation that grants them the right to disconnect from their employers outside of their designated working hours. This law, which was passed in February, safeguards employees who choose not to engage with their bosses by monitoring, reading or responding on their contact attempts during non-work hours.
Australia's Centre for Future Work found that 70% of employees operated outside their scheduled hours without compensation. The survey determined that Australians put in an average of 281 hours of unpaid overtime in 2023, equating to about $11,055 per year per employee. The law faced opposition from employees grouping during its passage throughout Parliament earlier this year, with critics labeling the legislation as rushed and flawed. However, the law does account for certain situations where an employee refuse to engage with their employees may be considered unreasonable, taking into account factors such as their role, the reason for the contact, and the manner in which the contact is made.
Employees will have the right to refuse contact outside their working hours unless the refusal is unreasonable. This means an employee can refuse to monitor, read or respond to contact from an employer or a third party. The right also covers attempted contact outside of an employee's working hours, states the official law.
However, the legislation further says that several factors for the call, such as reasons, method of contact, etc., will be considered if the refusal was deemed unreasonable. Australia is not the first country to implement such a law, as similar legislation already exists in several European Union countries, including France and Germany, which allows employees to switch off their mobile devices outside of work.
Enforcement is tricky, especially if the employee says the contact was not required and the employer is of the opposite opinion. Currently, enforcement works like arbitration with the FWC as the judge. Therefore, most, if not all, cases will be employee-initiated. However, to curb unwarranted and false reporting, employees must try to resolve the issue with the employer first. If the conflict persists, the worker can file a complaint, and the Commission will decide if the contact is illegal.
The line between work and home life is particularly blurred in the post-pandemic landscape, since most communication with employees who work remotely is electronic. It is easy for employees to cross the line. It is equally easy for employees to allow the intrusion, whether out of habit and unwanted sense of obligation, leading to employees working off the clock. This is for the day. Keep watching School Tak News. Namaskar.